think I'm back. I think I'm back. Yeah, we fighting. We fighting uphill, guys. We fighting uphill. We fighting uphill a slippery slope with some with some little plastic shoes on. Right? No, I mean no win. Again, there's no win in sight, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But we definitely understand what's going on. So let me see. And they even got the chat shut down. I can't even do the chat. Wow. Let's see here. See if they can get this thing running, man. 'Cause I don't even see the chat. Can you guys see the chat? I can't even see if y'all here responding. Let me see here. Hold up. These people here, man, they ratchet. Wow. Wow. This is crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, they pretty much did just that. They gonna go over here and see it. Yeah. So man, they even removed the chat box. I can't chat. Hold up, guys. Let me see here. Because I don't even see the chat. Well, not on my side, at least. Let me see. Okay, I see you guys in the chatting on their side. What's going on, Brandon? All right, open Brandon. So yeah, I don't see it on my side on YouTube though. Somehow it's not showing it. Let me see here. Wow. Man, you drop that beautiful bean footed, boy. It gets them every time. YouTube can't stand it, boy. They can't stand it. I just seen the email they sent me. Said it was our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our spam, deceptive practices, and scam policy. We removed the following content from your YouTube live intraday trading, Fed stimulus checks, coronavirus, and Trump. We know that this might be disappointing, but it's time for us, YouTube, is a safe place for blah, blah, blah. How your content violated the policy. We detected content in live stream that may belong to somebody else and not corrected. Following repeated warnings or possible abuse. You may not have intended to include the content, but live stream should be actively monitored by the channel owner and or the potential users. Issues should be corrected in a timely manner. Because it's your first time, it's just a warning. If it happens again, your channel could get a strike and you won't be able to do the things like upload, post to live stream for a week. Look at that. Well, apparently they cut my chat off because I can't see the chat. If it's a warning, then I don't see my chat up. I can't even see the chat. Wow. Again, it's nothing new, man. You know what you're dealing with, right? So this is also a part of capitalism, right? Well, the same way they try to tell you it's a free market out there. Well, there ain't no free value of services too, because of the value that people still get to pull rank and file on you if you use their little dusty little platforms. So you say there's a need for people to have their own reality. Case in point, prime example. I mean, I showed a video clip of something that I uploaded. It was on my channel, right? I uploaded some content that came off my channel, right? And I was playing it back, and even that, again, that's going pretty much to the wolves. So this is exactly why I take the approach I do, and I have the mindset that I do, right? And all these companies, Google, which owns YouTube, is garbage, right? All of them are garbage. All of them are garbage. Again, that was no profanity. That was no lewd acts and nothing. That was no pornography. That was none of that. It was none of that. And it was a video that I uploaded on my channel and played through my channel. Whether you heard the little stuff in the background or not. But again, it was none of that. But it warrants them to kind of come in and just say, hey, no, we're gonna clip that content. Right? And I can't even see the chat box on YouTube. Right? I'm only seeing it on my StreamYard right now, but on YouTube, it's not even up. It's not even showing the chat. It's just showing obviously, my screen, whatever you can see. And that's it. Couldn't make this stuff up. Couldn't make this stuff up. All right. So again, just it goes to show you, it's crazy, man. Every day it's always, something. Right? It's always something. Right. So again, they know people are dependent upon it, which I'm not, obviously. But for those who use YouTube for content creating and to make money off of it, that's exactly why I'm like, man, nah, I'm straight. So again, when you give a person that kind of power, initially they think, again, we're not talking about just being ratchet, of course, but again, we're talking about finances. We're talking about finances, policies, things of that nature. Again, that warrants, a indirectly aspect of them shutting it down, or shutting that particular content down, because I shared a video that I uploaded on my own channel and replayed it. True story. And so again, this is what we're dealing with. So again, I can't even see the chat. They hit my chat box on YouTube. I see it through StreamYard though, but I can't see it through actual YouTube itself. Now, if y'all might can see it on y'all side, but I can't see it on my side. Right? Actually, matter of fact, let me do this. Let me be clever, right? Because I'm a clever brother when it comes. Let me go on my my other email account. Right? Let me go on my other email account. And come in through the back door. Right? All right, let me do this here. Because I can't see it on my side. So what I'll do is I come in through the back door. Right? But there's a will, there's a way. Well, there's a will, there's a way. Now look at there. Now I came in through the back door. All of a sudden I see the YouTube chat. Look at there. Look at there something. This my other, my little government name page here. I'm gonna pull out one of my little Paula Dean moments. Hey y'all. Right? Pull out my little Paula Dean. Hey y'all. Now I see again, I can type from this one. I need to mod up. I need to mod up my other channel. Let me make myself a moderator on my other channel. Even if I can even do that, I don't even know if I can do it. Right, let me see. But yeah, so they got me. You know what I'm saying? They got me singing. Hold up, where is this thing at? Well, I think I have to do it later because if I still can't see it through YouTube, it's not gonna allow me to. It's not gonna allow me to see. Okay, there it is. Now it popped up. All of a sudden, now it pops up. Ain't this something? Unbelievable. All right, guys. So I guess I'm not gonna sit here and try to fiddle through it and waste any guys' time at this point. But again, like I said before, we know what we're dealing with. It's just a part of understanding how this how all this works is the very nature of the things that we talk about day to day, and why it's important for you to be pretty much your own owner operator and not have to deal with. I mean, even stuff like this. Again, we're talking about simple stuff, or I would consider to be simple stuff: finances. The ideal of how policies, all the stuff that works along in tandem to the conversation we were talking about. Yet still, these platforms are so police ready and so police heavy, right? That it bothers them for allowing that kind of level of content, right? That type of content. and again, it just goes back to what we always be saying. So, we need not depend on other people to obviously provide us with anything, entertainment, uh, platforms, the content for this kind of stupidness like that, whatever. Right? It's one of the reasons why I take the approach I always take too. I care less about any of that stuff. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, garbage, YouTube, all this stuff, all of it's garbage to me, because again, outside of this, I'm still well and content that I can utilize again financial markets to be able to come right in, right? Come right in and handle my little business and make me a little, get me a little bag here and there. Right. I mean, and it's just sheer audacity. As you can see here again, this is my other little channel here. The chat is here, right? I can see the chat here, right? But on my African Emporium channel, this chat here is hidden. I can't see any in the chat now. Even the description of the warning that they gave me doesn't say they're gonna shut down my my chat. It just says if you get a strike, they could potentially not allow me to upload nothing for a week. If you get 2 strikes, it could be 2 weeks. Nowhere in the game did it say, well, we're gonna shut down your chat box then. As if the chat, people in the chat, said something or did something to cause that. Right, we're talking about financial literacy. Right, we're not talking about how to rob a bank. Well, kinda. Right, rob J.P. Morgan, right, get some of that back, and Goldman Sachs and all them guys, right? But yeah, so that's the business, right? That's the business. That's what we're dealing with. That is exactly what we're dealing with, guys. So again, I apologize. Not that I have something to apologize for, but I'm gonna apologize anyway, because again, we're dealing with ratchet people, ratchet businesses, ratchet services. So why would I care about Google, right? Why would I care about Google, which owns YouTube? And so I say, you know what? The first time I see weakness in Google, I'm shorting it, right? I will be shorting Google stock. First time I see weakness in it, I will be shorting it. Right, why wouldn't I, right? Because again, I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And so that's how I get back at them. I remember I did that with Facebook, right? I remember exactly I did that with Facebook. Hey, what's going on, fam? Stock God, man, been a minute. What's going on, fam? Man, over here fighting with YouTube, man. I miss you too, man. I miss you guys, man. Miss the family over there, man. I know y'all still getting it in. Again, I've been, like most cases, since I moved around, Robin's still getting it in, doing my other little stuff, training and mentoring. But other than that, y'all already know. All right, first love, go back to the squad. So good to see you in the back chat too, man. Peace, power, and profit to your family. I hope everything's well with you and your family, and you're safe. Right? I know you're getting it in still. I ain't gotta say that when it comes to that trading side of the house, but definitely, man. Good to have you in the building. So again, if a lot of you guys out there just been following me, you definitely want to go subscribe to that brother channel right there too. Right? You talking about a warrior, a real warrior? Definitely go subscribe to that brother channel right there. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Right? Again, came up in the trenches with the brother. So out of the gate, definitely somebody that I vouch for 100%. Right? 100% vouch for that brother right there. All right, good to see you too, man. Like I said, I just had a live stream I had going on earlier, and then YouTube didn't clip it, right? They on that fugaziness. Y'all know how these little content people are about their little platform. So, we be like, man, bump your little dusty little platform. Right? Cause we don't need it anyway to level to that, not to that level, because I'm not here monetizing my platform. Right? I don't even monetize my platform. I just use it for, sharing information about, what we do, investing, trading, whatever. So Again, when they get nasty like that, we just say, okay, whatever, we'll go somewhere else. Hey, what's going on, family? Mr. Wingo, what's going on, fam? All right, peace, power, profit to you, fam. All right, you say, what's some good stocks about? Yeah, we're just kind of going over a few of them earlier before we got clipped on YouTube, showing some other aspects of it. But again, y'all know how this stuff goes. So, but yeah, just, looking at the overall market, in terms of where it's at, what stocks might be worth, opportunity, right? So it depends on, again, if you're trying to hold it long term or you might want to hold it short term, right? So again, there's different aspects how you can trade the markets, but for the most part, again, right now, the market's pretty much up, since the lows of the coronavirus when it hit, it's pretty much done about a 50% retracement, so it's very extended, right? It's very extended off the lows. Does not necessarily mean that it can't go higher, because again, we're dealing with what we call stupid money, right? And stupid money is Fed money, right? Feds got the printer going brrr, and they're gonna keep printing, right? They're gonna keep inflating the debt bubble, and because of that, the first beneficiary to the debt bubble that the Feds are printing money for is assets, right? Stocks, right? Before Main Street get theirs, you're gonna get, you're gonna get the what they call the leftovers. All right, so they're gonna go, for the most part, that stimulus value of the money is going strictly to, to the equity market. So, just looking at the S&P 500 as one of the, the benchmark assets or stocks out there that we kind of follow for investor sentiment, just kind of see where everybody's, feeling about the market, because again, you're talking about 500 of America's so-called best or greatest stocks, blue chips and all that, some of them in there too, a few of that. But look where, again, just think about where the stock, where it came from, right? Go back, right, till it's pretty much, mid-March lows. You're talking about, again, 220, 218, and from that point on, it didn't even look back. It didn't even come back close to even retesting lows. It didn't even come close to retesting the lows again. Any pullbacks came with a sharp level of what? Fed stepping in and buying more. All right, that little tranche right here around about 230, goodbye. 240 level pivot. Look at that, like a precise, like a tightrope walker. Look at this pivot here. That's right on 240. Look at this pivot here, right at 240. Tightrope walking with your money. When I say your money, meaning taxpayers' money. Pushed it off the lows even more, right? Went up there and hit some resistance around 260. Treaded water, came back down to 250. Treaded water again at that resistance. Broke down below it ever so slightly, right? Because the news was still pounding, pounding these greedy Wall Streeters. But they just said, you know what? Dang all that little dumb stuff. Unleash the hound, so to speak. The Fed just went real greedy, right? We're gonna do a bigger stimulus package, right? And they did just that. And guess what equity markets did? What coronavirus? What deaths? What pandemic? Right? What economic slowdown? What businesses being closed? What supply chain disruption? Right? Let's go higher. What earnings growth? None of that stuff is. Let's go higher. So again, it's like a coup d'etat, where again, it's a heist that's happening even in the stock market. Even when you know it should be going the other way, it's going higher. So you ask yourself, what will possess the markets to be surging to the upside with all this so-called economic headwind? It ain't got to do with people going back to work, because again, even you went back to work tomorrow, all this damage that's been done to this point does not warrant the stock market to be up over 50% retracement off the lows when there's no necessarily, real tangible data that should reflect that kind of stock price movement, that kind of asset price movement, unless it was being inflated by banks and hedge funds, and obviously by way of the Federal Reserve through the repo operations. So again, it's a concerted effort. It's a coup d'etat on the American taxpayer to pump the market. Then they'll turn around and look at you like, well, your pensions and your 401ks are wrapped in this. You want us to just leave it down on the lows? It's not that you're making money off the fact that it's going back to the point where it's at all-time highs and you're still buying in up there in some of them cases. It's the idea that, they're not signaling to you that, you need to be buying in here, buying in there. They're saying you got to invest under your own risk. But they're just utilizing, again, taxpayers' money to do what? To run it higher, right? To run it higher, right? So again, the game continues, right? So the game is, keep you convinced or keep you distracted, I should say, with other things, trivial things, as we would say, while they run again equity markets up higher on all the so-called all the doom and gloom. They call it climbing the wall of worry, right? That's the euphemism that they use or terminology they use in equity markets, right? In terms of the stocks, right? When there's a lot of stress and worry, that's when Wall Street gets to buy in the market. Again, y'all know the whole Warren Buffett rally, right? When everybody's fearful, that's when you get greedy. Well, these people take that stuff to heart in a gambling kind of way, right? In a very maniacal kind of way. They use that not to make good decisions based upon that. They just say, okay, here's an opportunity while everybody's distracted, where we're going to come in right underneath them, usurp the reality of the market, pull a coup or a heist on the market. And even more so now, because guess what? The Federal Reserve is dumping all this free capital, literally free capital, into the what? Equity market. Taxpayers' dollars, right? Not stimulating Main Street. They're stimulating what? Wall Street. They're not stimulating Main Street. They're stimulating Wall Street. Wall Street ain't missing no meals, as I've been saying for the past month, dang near. They're not missing any meals on Wall Street. And they obviously they would be the first ones to miss meal in a moment like this, right? But they're not, because again, they have a vested interest while you're sitting home worried about how you're gonna pay your bills, how you're gonna eat. They're saying, okay, well, guess what? Let's run up the stock market, right? Let's make sure we get us some money out of this, right? Let's make some money off all this freshly printed, minted money coming in by way of the feds, with a straight face too. With a straight face, right? So again, that's the game they play. And that's the game that we need to also start playing. Right? That's the game that we also need to start playing. Right? Because again, they have no chill, they have no moral compass, they have no indebted, ties to you. They can care less about you. They just need you as a catalyst, right? You being the taxpayer, whether you're invested in equity markets or not, you're just the catalyst. Right? Bond markets, reality, all that. You're just the catalyst. Yeah, that's the app right there, Mr. Wingo. Again, just a small app, but they give you free stocks. If you sign up through it, they're going to give you two free stocks, excuse me. Again, nothing complicated about opening up a brokerage account, which is better than your bank account anyway, but they'll give you 2 free stocks at Webull if you sign up for their little app and you just fund it with like $1. You don't even have to put like a lot of money. You can put like $1 in and you fund it. They're going to give you 2 free stocks. Right? So again, basically free money just to signing up. Right? Yeah. So, but again, so this is what we're dealing with. Like I said before, so when you see markets again making these kind of irrational moves, and you can't quantify it by data, right? Or obviously I would say a very schematic aspect of looking at the markets and saying, okay, well, does this make sense? If you can't see that, then 9 times out of 10, it's a lot of what we consider to be froth happening, right? It's a lot of we call irrational, investing going, and not necessarily even investing, but trading, because they're literally trading the markets at this point. They're not investing; they're trading it, right? Right? They buying into the rips and selling into the dips. That's a saying they were using the stock world. Buy the rips and sell the dips. Well, that's what hedge funds, banks, money managers, people like market makers, and the Federal Reserve actually as an entity, that's what they're doing. And if you don't believe me, let's go back to that Tesla stock, right? Let's go back to that Tesla stock. Remember, we just saw Tesla just jump up and run, right? We just saw Tesla jump up and run, right? Let me show y'all this real quick here. Y'all got to see this here. Let me show you how how the game is, right? How they playing the game, right? Let me show you this right here. 1 second. Where is that? All right, so Tesla, right? Look at Tesla right here. What did we just saw when the Tesla jumped up and ran here? It closed down on the day about $703 a share. Right? Again, y'all see, I kept a little short on, right? It closed down around here about $703 a share. Show me some news that came out on Tesla after hours that would cause it to jump up and run all the way above the view up in there $725 a share. Retail barely can trade after hours, right? Some of them can, but we know the options market is closed down at 4. So this is not options money, right? This is people coming in what they call speculating, gambling after hours. Not even about establishing a position for the next day. This is when dark pool buyers coming in, liquidity injections coming in from banks to hedge funds after hours to run the stock price up to benefit off the value of the is gapping up, not necessarily meeting a lot of resistance from people that might be selling during the retail hours of the market. Option traders not being able to kind of get in and fluctuate that, and they ran it up about $25 a share, and then they turned around and did what? Sold it off all the way back down to $705 a share. The money made in that move alone from here to here, right, in about an hour, right, from 4 o'clock to about around about near 5 o'clock, 1,700 hours, back all the way back down around about now, which is 6:14. So roughly another about an hour to ride it all the way back down to about 7:05. This is gluttonous gambling. But guess what? It doesn't stop you from being able to partake in that same level of liquidity. Again, not understanding the fact that you're coming in with no kind of attachment to this stock, then anybody's trying to make a use case to why they should be investors. You just utilize the ability of the liquidity. You're benefiting off the movement. You're benefiting off somebody else's particular trying to greed the stock in that perspective. Grease it and greed off of it, right? Eat off of it. And this is what you have. You have almost $23 point move here from the lows to the highs after hours and back down. Just like that. I mean, speculation at the highest level of just after hours gambling. Basically, let's see. This is the gambling house after hours. Well, if you've been watching the equity markets over the past month and a half, 2 months, well, most of the moves in the S&P 500, SPX, IWM, small cap Russell, into those indexes, Dow on into those components, right, has been coming through the way of the futures market. That's when they've been secretly and dark pool buying and bidding the market up. And then intraday come in, you may get, a couple of days when you got them big, extravagant point, 1,000-point moves, 500-point moves, this, that, the third. But it's capitalizing off the move that was already made under the futures market. Injections coming in under the repo market operations. Again, wall of worry, climbing the wall of worry. No, they're gambling off the wall of worry because they got a fresh, again, batch of cash coming in off the back of the taxpayers that the taxpayers is not even worried about now because they're too busy consuming with a Trump check, $1,200, and Wall Street getting trillions. You get 1,200, Wall Street gets trillions. Simple as that. Simple as that. All right, it's the game they play. It's the game they play. But it's business as usual, though. That's the thing about it. This is business as usual. Again, dealing with this system. Right? It's business as usual. So, not rocket science in terms of how they operate. The ability how to read all this stuff. That's part of the game where you have to learn, obviously. But you're just looking for, again, those same reality: buy signals, sell signals, greed signals, fear signals. Support, resistance, supply, demand, the whole volume, liquidity injects, all that. News, reels, catalysts, this, that, and the third, fundamental aspects. So I can pretty much, I don't even know if it came out or not, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't no news that came out for Tesla after hours that would have caused it to move from 703, 702 up to 725 after hours. If it did, I have to go back and see, but I highly doubt it. Because the move wasn't the kind of move that Tesla normally makes in a moment when they got some kind of news like that, right? We saw how it melted up last week on production numbers. They actually missed their production targets, and the stock melted up almost entire, $50, $60 a share? I remember when we sat there and watched it, me and Oprah Chris and a few other people. It melted up by $60, $70 a share. off a production miss. They missed their production goal. And Wall Street did what? Bidded it up. Only to turn around the next day and sell it back off. These people crooks, high price, white collar crooks. So you ask yourself, why would you go to get emotional attached to any stock, any company, any CEO, any of that foolishness, right? When you hear people say, again, it's like when people say my team, right? When they got a little favorite little football team of sports team, oh, that's my team. I'm like, well, show me your prospectus sheet then. Show me your financial papers that you got that designate that's your team. You got to stop bidding off emotional highs. You have to stop bidding off emotional highs. I mean, most of you hear me say I like that team, but it ain't my team. I ain't collecting no bag off of it, right? Unless I'm gonna bet one of my buddies. But y'all know exactly what I'm saying. So all this stuff is pump and dumps. All this is garbage. All of it. I know it sounds like a little harsh to hear that. People like, well, man, what do you mean, man? These are companies, man. These people. Okay, show me what CEO out there really showed up at your neighborhood with a bag to help your community. Show me one of these companies. Did Boeing show up in your neighborhood? The Apple did. Did Tesla show up in your community with a food truck? Right? Did any of those companies show up in your neighborhood, to help your community? But you actually helping that company right now through your tax dollars, giving them a fresh bailout bag. Y'all just Chris read off that American Airlines and pretty much the airline industry got their fresh little bag today under the Treasury Department. $25 billion. It was agreed that $17 billion would go to them. But they raised the money, raised it up another $7 billion. Underneath your nose, didn't even tell you about it. You got no say so in the matter. And the airline industry got a bailout of $25 billion, even with bad business practices of just buying shares back, doing stupid stuff like that, not putting their money away for a rainy day. They get a golden parachute. And you get what? A Trump check and sit at the house to deal with this coronavirus. True story. Couldn't make this stuff up. So that's the mentality I have. I learned how to be indifferent to what? To foolishness and propaganda. Right? Ain't no emotional violin playing over here. Right? It's not happening. Not on my watch. Because if we can't think critical and be level-headed in the decision making that we should be doing on a day-to-day basis, then yeah, you might as well just be cannon fodder, cannon fodder all day long, every day, right? Sheep mentality, right? Not on my watch, right? Not on my watch. And again, I don't know it all. I never claim to know it all. But I tell you one thing: I do have the mindset where I value people's mentality, or their time in a way where I know, given the right, lane or the proper toolage or the proper instructions, right? Or somebody just dropping you some knowledge where you can possibly benefit from it at some point. I think that could be very beneficial for you. I think it would definitely be beneficial to you, right? Because the goal is again to alleviate the middleman. In the discussion, the goal is always to alleviate the middleman, right? Get everybody else, out of the equation so you can benefit more off the what? Off the profits, right? That's what this game is all about, right? And I say game because that's basically what it is. America is a game, man. It's one big corporate game. Gang and game. Let me say both. So there's no clear distinction between the both. It's both. They're gaming you and they're ganging you. So this is why this stuff is important. So again, they can shut down your channels and block your stuff and take you through all that. That's fine, right? Again, that's fine. Again, I don't own Google. They have the right to do what they want to do, right? They have the right to do what they want to do, right? But while I do still have it up, I'm going to do everything I can to share what I know, bring on other people so they can express what they know. We're going to have that community mindset, circle our own little wagons, and get people excited about the opportunity where they can eliminate what? The middleman. Or even, again, their boss, right? Fire your boss. Right? So again, because you don't want to be solely dependent upon, again, a company like a Boeing. right? Or PCG or any of these companies to a degree, right? Because they're there just to get the same thing out of you that you should be looking to get out of them, right? Leverage, right? They want leverage. They're leveraging your tax dollars right now, literally. They're leveraging the mess out that them $1 trillion stimulus packages with a straight face. And again, they're saying what coronavirus? What you mean there's a virus going on right now? What you mean people dying from that? What do you mean? Where that at? Where they been doing that at? Dude, you been watching the news? No, I just been, stuck in the lab investing all day, reading news and data points all day. Oh, really? Yeah. I had no idea that we was on lockdown. And this is what I do anyway. So again, it's just not making light of it, but that's just basically how this stuff works. Right? This is how money flows work. Right? So again, you got the Treasury Department, dropping that money tonight. For the airline industries. Again, they initially agreed to, 7 billion. And now it turns out that they up the pay. They up that tranche of money to 25 trillion. All right. And them same airlines, we were just sitting there showing that video about some of these pilots that only make about $26,000 a year, $19,000 a year, $30,000 a year, an airline pilot now. They're going to be showing those people, as if they're the face of the airline industry. No, they just the help. They're just the help. They're the workers, right? Look here. Look at them. Look. See this propaganda. Even if the airline industry went bankrupt, they'll still be open for business. Y'all do know that, right? I'm sure y'all know that, but they'll still be open for business. And most people still have their jobs. They just go what they call a debt restructuring. Get rid of all their toxic debt. Other lenders and creditors come in and own more of the company, and they go about their business. With this bailout package, they pretty much still get to run and hook and book like they've been doing before anything ever happened. Mind you, we know that there's a few stipulations that they put in with the stimulus that they're going to give them, but it's still free money. Meaning their debt interest rate that they're getting from this loan or this stimulus will be a lot less than what it was if an independent creditor came in and loaned the American Airlines or the industry as a whole money. So this was a free for all. It was literally a free for all. Again, you bailed them out. You bailed them out. Right? So look here. Look at this. Look at this foolishness. American Airlines, they get 5.8 billion. 4.1 billion as a grant. A grant. That means they don't have to pay it back. Right there. That's the part you want to pay attention to. Right there. Right? That's how they slip it underneath your nose. This part here, $4.1 billion on the house, fam. How you just get them a $4 billion bag for bad behavior, bad business, irresponsible saving, incendiary and cities buybacks that they were doing just recklessly, raising the price of flights on you, charging you for baggage claims and all this. Them just got a $4.1 billion grant. Free money. Free money. And a $1.7 billion loan. Seriously? Seriously. That should be in reverse. That should be in reverse. That slush fund stuff. See, this is the stuff that the Democrats were fighting back to. Again, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. Both of them ratchet to me. But this is the slush fund. This is the slush fund operations that corporations come in under the back door with their hand out like the parasites they are. And in a moment like this, when you distracted, they come in through the back door and get a $4.1 billion grant bag. Now, here's what's interesting about this. Even though they shut down right now and people ain't really flying a lot, the stock price is still back up as if it ain't really almost happened. Because guess what? The Federal Reserve been injecting asset bubbles back into this. So guess what? The money that they raised literally off the lows where the stock was trading at to where it's at now, they should be able to go to their shareholders and borrow against their shareholders. They do it anyway on any given day when this stuff ain't happening. What makes today any different? But yet still, they sat and waited patiently and quietly because they know you were distracted with the coronavirus until the government cut them a $4.1 billion grant bag and a $1.7 billion loan. Seriously? Look at that. And it will also apply for an additional $4.7 billion in additional loans. Man, stop. These parasites that pay their employees, their pilots, about $26,000 a year. $26,000 a year to fly to keep you safe. These busters and bombs. What civility? What they call civility? What moral? What values? What patriotic? Man, stop with that. Don't come. Look, don't come to me with all that because y'all know my mentality. Some of y'all been knowing for a minute. Y'all already know my mentality. Don't come to me with all that foolishness. Don't come to me with no God and country. Don't come to me with none of that patriotic stuff. Don't come to me with none of it. Miss me with that. Because I know what patriotic means to this government or a hedge funder or a banker. Or again, that's what it means to them. The ability to access and tap into what? Taxpayers' money. The ability to tap into taxpayers' money. A $4.1 billion grant. Here it is, you can't even get your small business loan. You can barely even get your small business loan right now, your SBA loan. Red tape, headaches, hiccups, slow systems, all this stuff. American Airlines can get a fresh check literally tomorrow, basically. No hiccups, that money gonna come straight on through. No hiccups. No long lines is waiting in, right? None of that. No sweating outside in the heat with a person that got an MBA and a PhD in front of you and a person behind them got works at McDonald's standing in the same unemployment line. None of that. That money going straight on through their little accounts. That's probably sitting in the Cayman Islands somewhere or Switzerland. Choose possibly. But y'all get my point. This is the stuff y'all dealing with. This is why financial literacy is important to realize what you look at that. Southwest, 3.2 billion. 1 billion in 1 billion in loan. Look at this. I mean, literally in your face with it. Trump signed last month includes more than $58 billion to prop up the aviation industry. Half of it to help the airlines fund employee payroll and costs through September. So look here. So they can pay them same pilots, again, they live $26,000 a year just to keep them on what? Employed, so they can obviously what? Matter for the rate count for the unemployment rate to be down. So it can make Trump look good because they got people employed that's making peanuts on the job itself. And the executives are what? Running around just living lavish off taxpayers' dollars. Tell me how this is not socialism. The same thing these people been crying about because of the Bernie Sanders scenario. They turned around and did it at and above and exceeding the level that even Bernie Sanders could have done. Bernie Sanders is jealous right now. That's how sad it is. Bernie Sanders is jealous right now. This guy right here was like socialism and turned around and showed that he was the biggest socialist welfare queen on the entire planet. All that posturing about socialism, this, that, and third, he couldn't wait to give money to what? His corporate interest people. Threw you a $1,200 check just because they knew if they didn't throw y'all a check, y'all would go burn down 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Molotov cocktails, bamboo, flaming bags of poo, all that. Y'all have been throwing that right over the fence over there since 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So they threw you a little penny and $1,200 Trump check, which is a tax credit. So it's not even free money. It was taxation that they was going to tax you with anyway. Guide him, right? Or guiding, guiding, and you only going to get it probably one time because they finna hurry up and try to put your back to work. But guess what? This company only had to endure about a month and a half of pain, which they really didn't. Go look at their stocks, and they just walked away. They walked away with $4.1 billion grant and a $1.7 billion loan. No matter what their credit rating is, doesn't matter. Junk status, whatever. Forget about it. Forget about it. And the ability to raise another what 4.75 billion in loans. Man, don't tell me about no moral clause. Don't come no man. Look. Then first people gonna say, well, man, but what about the employees? Well, what about the employees? Because guess what? If a company goes bankrupt, again, the business doesn't close down. They go through a debt restructuring. Employees stay hired. If anybody, they revamp the board of directors. People are making all the bad decisions. That bankrupt the company and gives the employees the ability to own more shares of the actual company itself. People vote against their own interests. I keep saying that for a reason. They don't understand financial literacy. They play these little games in their head and act like they know what's going on when they don't. And you still acting like, when people go to the government to get something from it, like, man, I don't want nothing from the government. Okay, well, go right on out there and struggle then, because guess what? I guarantee you American Airlines ain't crying about that, saying that right now, when they just picked up a $4.1 billion grant tonight. I guarantee you they're not sitting there crying about it. They sitting there smiling right now. Man, they finna put some steaks on the grill. Somebody finna make some cocktails. They finna be playing. Look, bruh. They're gonna invite some neighbors over and put on their little N95 mask and eat good with the Rona circulating. They just picked up a $4.1 billion bag. And you trying to play a moral clause game. You trying to convince yourself, let me play this oh man, but I got some morals in it. Bruh. Right? Don't let people blow smoke, man. Don't let people blow smoke. Y'all know exactly what I'm saying when I say don't let people blow smoke. Know who you're dealing with. Know what you're dealing with. These companies were reckless over the past 10 years. If you don't believe me, go pull up their financial records. Go pull up every time American Airlines did a buyback since 2009. Let that be some homework. Go pull up every buyback American Airlines has done since 2009, 2010, 2011 till today. And that amount of money was money that they could have put forth into a savings or an insurance policy value in case anything has happened. The same way they tell you to put away money for a rainy day in case something happens, these companies need to be doing the same thing. It's part of being fiduciary responsible, and yet and still they still get a golden parachute for being mismanaging their money, being reckless, burning through cash, being savages, and then they look to you to raise money on this stimulus package that the Federal Reserve didn't put out there. Again, corporate interests always eat first. Corporate interests always eat first. Corporate interests always eat first. Wall Street ain't missing no meals, but you are. You got that little $200 check, it's gone tomorrow, basically, almost, for most of you guys. It's a slap in the face, but it was a carrot to make you not burn down the White House. After hearing all this $1 trillion here, $1 trillion stimulus here, we finna print another $1 trillion. You're like, whoa, where our money at? And Wall Street's sitting there like, yeah, see, we got to bail out everybody. But before that, they were like, man, we better not let Bernie Sanders make it there. He gonna go after the rich. He's a socialist. You mean I'm a capitalist? We don't do socialism. Ha ha ha. And Wall Street, the biggest socialist welfare queen on the planet, always has been, always will be, because they know how to play dumb people the way that they know that they can get away with it. And people will still go in turn and vote against their own interests because they are convinced that they're supposed to pull themselves up by their bootstrap and work hard to prove to their corporate bosses that they're worthy. And the corporate boss sitting around like, oh, I'm finna go get this grant. I'll see y'all. I'll be back next week. I'm finna go get this grant. And you be like, can I get a raise, before you leave? No, we'll talk about it when I come back, possibly. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Right? This is the game. This is the game they play. So I have no issue. None. Utilizing, again, equity markets in the same way to find ways to put myself in a better situation. Financially, that is. Right? I mean, it's crazy. Again, you couldn't make this stuff up, man. It's wild. But again, for what it's worth, it just gives us ammunition. It gives us ammunition. It gives us something to work with. right? It gives us something to work with because we understand the landscape. We know what we're dealing with. We know the people we're dealing with. And then we say to ourselves, okay, well, how can I better put myself in a position again where I'm not dependent upon somebody, right? Somebody, right? Or even somebodies, right? But that's what it is, guys. So again, I know they shut down the first live stream. We came back on again, went through all that headache stuff with YouTube again. Again, they just obviously lately they've been coming after me. Which again, this I haven't had to deal with YouTube ever until I just started dropping this kind of information. Not to say I'm saying this kind of conspiracy stuff, but I know some of this stuff probably they're flagging and watching it and shadow banning and this, that, and the third, and whether it be the information, whether it be the fact that you're just sharing something else anyway, and a song might come up. They're just looking for excuses, basically, at the end of the day, right? Because again, nothing that I do over here is lewd, no profanity, no pornography, none of that foolishness like that. It's just all financial information, basically, in a nutshell, right? But they even shut that down, bro. They shut all that down. That's what happens when you're in somebody else's house, right? Y'all know how this stuff goes. When you're in somebody else's house, that's what happens. They get to call the shots. I mean, I don't really care for any of this stuff anyway. I just use it as a communication tool, again, to be able to come together and hang out with you guys, right? Which are my peers, right? Which are my peers, right? A meeting place for us to come together and think tank, whatever the case. But for the most part, it's about, putting us in a position where we can benefit from it. Right. That's the goal, obviously. That's the goal. Ideally, that's the goal. Right. So, yeah, no worries. So, hey, what's going on, Raul? I see you came in the building. I didn't mean to just not acknowledge. I was kind of going in a little bit on that article. Hey, what's going on, Raul? You there?
What's good, brother? How you been?
Hey, man, just another day. Now go.
Good. You're always preaching. I love it. Just have to
Yeah,
talk
man.
about before I had my meeting in a little bit, but always nice to hear a little knowledge coming out.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Again, just trying to, make sense of this stuff in a way where people can, be able to, dissect it, make sense of it, and then turn around and make profit off of it. Because again, we understand that the system. When I say the system, obviously those who are in positions of power, they're definitely going to do what they can to get theirs with a straight face. Enemies, enemy necessary. So for us, it's the same reality, right? It's the same reality.
Yeah, I saw you talking about Tesla. That was crazy.
Yeah, again, another fraud. Everybody know at this point, Tesla's a cold stock. It's a fraud stock. It moves based on any news, no news, unwarranted news. It's a reason for people to get in and run the stock price up. It's obviously, again, it's not warranted. People always argue down and say that it is when they know it's not. It's just a part of just being in denial. Even when you're making money, it's like you don't even have to really even lie about it. You know what it is. And so again, people fall into that same mentality, and thinking that, that's a part of the game that, that you should compromise in your own, moral fiber. When you already know what it is, just call it what it is. If it's junk and they're gambling in it, then you say, okay, I traded it for the same price or action and movement. That's all it is. Company garbage. The car might have a good use case technology, but the company as a whole is garbage because again, it doesn't warrant a $200 move on really no news, nothing substantial. They just missed their production target goals about a week ago or so ago, and the stock went from basically, like I said, base from peanuts down here to 450, 440, all the way up to what, 700, $40. I mean, look at this move here.
Crazy.
What production they putting out right now? What car sales they got? Who buying a Tesla right now with a Trump check?
Wall Street.
Europe over there still dealing with deaths right now. Who over there in Europe buying Tesla cars right now? Right? China just coming out of a major headwind. Who over there in China even buying Teslas right now to that level?
No one.
With the Fremont factory shut down, with Nevada office being shut down, Shanghai factory just came back online recently. Making cars ain't the same as selling cars. You can make all you want, but you ain't selling them like that. You have some old online orders that you had to fill. That's about all, but it ain't really warranted the fact that you finna tell me that a company that has that kind of level of debt that Tesla has, and a small, pretty much small business model, because they small in comparison to Ford, GM, Toyota, one of those scenarios. But again, it's here. It's here. Right? This is the part of the game where you say this is not the game. This is just outright theft. Liquidity injections. Again, benefiting off federal tax, federal stimulus money, ETFs that may have Tesla in it, wrapped up in it, or just outright hedge funds buying it because it's a low float and they squeezing shorts. Right? So again, I'm not arguing with the fact that people make money going there. I'm just always saying, understand what you're dealing with and know what you're dealing with. So when you make a position, take a position on it, you don't get emotional attached to it, because everybody that wrote it from here to here, they're emotional. Them type, y'all know the Coke fans types of Tesla. Right here, they're emotional. Up here, they're really emotional. Up here, oh man, you can't, you wrong. Tesla's a great company. You're wrong. Them type. And then when the hedge funds and the banks get tired of it, or something really come along that they can use an excuse to dump it and dump it and dump it, then it's like, oh, this is manipulation, man. This is messed up, man. No, you coming at the game all wrong. You're not. Y'all know what I'm saying. So again, my mentality is always going to be, let's get our mind right. So when we know what we're dealing with it, when we see it, we don't fall into this whole, emotional rant about why you like this company over another company, to the point where you can hear it in a person's voice, about, no, all of these companies are garbage, all of them. It's hard to say that sometimes when people really accept it, because you see the things they do. You see how the companies and the CEOs run them. And you just see how, again, they mismanage money, and then they go to the equity market and also share or taxpayers, and get a 4.1 b a $5 billion loan or stimulus check. Not even a loan, because that 4.7 of it was a grant, and the other amount was a loan. So they got free money, a free grant of $4.1 billion, just so they can overcharge you for the airlines again, give you stale peanuts and a little 2-ounce Coca-Cola, right? And you're supposed to be happy. And again, and they're paying the pilot again about $26,000 a year, right? If he coming out the gate, pilot ain't even making no money. Well, who making all the money then? Crickets. Yeah, so everybody hustling. Everybody hustling. Look at that. And just like that, look what Tesla had. It came all the way down to 703, bounced, went all the way up to 725, came all the way back down to 705, and now it's back up to 729. Stop. Stop. Look. Look at it. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Wall Street ain't missing no meals. Y'all better start missing meals too. Not that y'all are, but y'all get my point. Stop missing meals too. Come right on in here and get you some of this money right here. Get you some of this right here. This irrational exuberance right here. This thing is up, roughly about 25 points in a matter of a few minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 17, 20 minutes. 30 points. Right? This is the part of the game. Right? This is the part of the game. Right? I mean, y'all know I got a long-term position in Tesla. I'm in the 300s. Doesn't mean that still I don't understand what's going on when I see this here. You're not convincing me to get all excited and do it out of praising Tesla as if it's something. I know it's garbage. I'm waiting for them. If they ever get exposed, I'm out. At least I don't own. I'm using them the same way they're trying to use me, because I know it's a pump and dump. All this ARK investors talking about the stock can go to 5,000. Okay, yeah, good luck. Go ahead, throw any kind of valuation on it. Company barely just been profitable over the last couple of earnings reports, and all of a sudden Tesla here like they've been here since 30, 40, 50 years. It's a disruptor. We talked about disruptive companies. Again, we went through all that. But again, understanding who they are and where they are in the fold of things, then no, you can't, get me all excited about this, right? Because this is not a salesman game, right? It's what the numbers look like based into the price action, and the rest is just, history. Because it's trading strictly on price action. But that's what Coke stocks do. They typically trade more on price action than they do fundamentals, because there's no fundamental story behind Tesla even being up $700 a share. None. You can't make a person understand that when you look at the PE ratio, right? When you look at the balance sheets and all this stuff, it doesn't warrant that price. But it doesn't mean it can't be this price. That's the point of the game where you got to start accepting it from that perspective. Because guess what? Greed has no boundaries. All right, greed has no boundaries. All right, and they have no chill in Wall Street when they show you in your face, basically, that we're gonna run the price up. And so you say you get right on in there with them, run it up, get your bag, throw the deuces at them, wash, rinse, repeat. Look for the next moment, capitalize on it, wash, rinse, repeat. All right, so that's the part of the game that I love about it. All right, I took 3 L's today. Let me see, JB Hunt took an L on that one. Earnings options play, obviously. What was the other one? Fastenal took an L on that. I was up yesterday actually. They didn't barely beat earnings. They came in line. Wall Street still ran it up. When that happens, nothing you can do about it. And if they come in light, miss, whatever, and the Wall Street still run it up, there's nothing you can do about it. You did what you're supposed to do. Right. So that's like $160 gone on that one. CONN, right? Took an L on that. They missed on earnings. They missed, right? They missed outright. They were actually negative 73% on the earnings per share. Guess what Wall Street did? Sent it higher. That's the game. So people are like, well, why would you do that, brother? Because that's a part of the game where you have to build a bit more, knowledgeable on what you're doing in terms of you trying to play options into a earnings report, right? Into some kind of level of an implied catalyst. But I made just as much more off another particular position in that same breath of utilizing the word potentiality of that particular play. It didn't work out my way. But that's part of the investment game as well. Now, in that same breath, again, y'all saw my Boeing position, right? You saw this little Tesla position. And it's finna go right up there and take it out, right here out the house, obviously. Looking at it at this point, let's pull back. But beyond that, again, I had other plays too that I crushed today, obviously. I ain't show them all, obviously, because I got, multiple accounts all over the place. So my win rate is still higher than what those little few option plays, roughly around maybe about a couple $100. So I gave about a couple $100, well, about 20, let me see, about $230 back today. But obviously I locked in a lot more in terms of, what I got from it. But that's a part of the game. Again, Wall Street will take $1 million loss just to make a $5 million bad gain. Again, scared money can't make money, obviously, in this case. Not saying it from that perspective, but this is day trading mentality, not long-term investing. Again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm always going to tell you, let's be long-term minded first. This is the part of the game where you have to be intricate in terms of you're learning how to day trade. If you're going to utilize the markets in moments where liquidity injections are happening, you're getting in, riding the wave, and you get out and you just go about your day. Right? That's a part of the game that that I'm speaking about. Right? So again, just how it works. If I made a lot, gave a lot back, whatever the case. But it beats, again, for me, again, speaking strictly for me, it beats, again, sitting around, waiting for somebody else to cut me a check, that kind of mentality. When I can just stay prodding and learning and studying to put myself in a position where when I let go, really, I unleash. Right? Because again, just to be able to get those kind of bags, on a day basis, I'm not finna fight against that. Right? I'm not fighting against that, to be exact. Right? So again, I was sitting down there on the low looking really good, and Boeing, and then they dropped the little airlines news, and now they want to run it up because indirectly Boeing gonna benefit from it indirectly, even though they're still trying to get their own stimulus money right out of that, but they're gonna indirectly benefit from it as well. Uh, but again, I'm still holding true to that thesis, or my Boeing thesis, I should say, or in that short position. Right, I'm still holding that short position under the guise of understanding that even with this melt up after hours, all this airline news or whatever the case. Again, this little move he made after hours from 140 point up to 145, 4-point move gave back. So again, just roughly back 2 points lower than what I was yesterday when I was up. Uh, I mean, when I was talking about it yesterday, then it's going to come down today, and it did obviously. So it retraced back about $4 off the lows. Right, I could deal with that. It ain't raging back up above 147 to 150. Not that it can't do that tomorrow, but I'm still up in profit today than I was yesterday when I was talking about it above 147 and change, near 148. So it balances out, right? That's the part about the business where it balances itself out. So if I lost $230 and those still a few little option plays I played, more like lotto plays, that's what they call them, earning plays. Well, I made all that back and a little extra in this Boeing trade in the money that it accrued today. So basically, if I just took out the money that I made in profit today alone in Boeing, right, that would be definitely enough to cover any expense that came out of those option plays, which two were obviously fundamentally correct, but the stock just still went up either way. Right? It's like whatever, send it higher. Right? Send it higher. But that's part of the game. So that's all. Again, just understanding how to utilize it, how to put it to use, how to find value, how to search for it, what to look for. I mean, look at this. It just went right back to this point here, point of resistance here. It's stalling out here. Couldn't even really break above this point here. But it may try about for the night over with, and then tomorrow depends on how the futures market, reacts here. Because as of now, you can see future markets is obviously probably going to be up because this mess here closed up. Let me see where we closed at. Yeah, we closed at right around about this point here. So it's about to the point where it's coming back down here at this point where it closed at on the day in terms of the SP 500. So if I look at the futures market now, it's probably barely up, right? Let me see. Let's run over here real quick and look at the futures market. Get an understanding where we at, right? Real quick here. And so basically, just learn how to follow data. Again, yeah, it's nothing new. The more I keep talking about it, the more it'll resonate. Yeah, it's actually down just a little bit. Just like I said, I thought it was gonna be barely up, if anything, like I said, but it's actually down. It's not a lot, but the market put up today about what 600 some odd points today, 700 points today on the upside. Again, Wall Street has no chill. They're gonna juice this stimulus money. Everybody eating off this stimulus money. I'm like, man, where my $4.1 billion at? Where's y'all $4.1 billion at? I'm asking y'all. Y'all got that $4.1 billion check, right? Or some of y'all get that little Trump check, $1,200, right? Where your $4.1 billion at? With the option of what? Get more loans if you need loans, but we're gonna give you a grant outright. Right, so there's your SP 500 here down only 6 points, and that's going to change easily as the night unfolds. Because Wall Street, in terms of Feds, they're going to come right in and toggle these numbers around, meaning throw money, taxpayers' money, going to run it up. These people have no chill, none. No matter how you try to make sense of it all, you just can't. And you just start to realize that, okay, well, that there's a big agenda going on that then beyond what your dollars could do to turn it. And so it's basically a stock market heist, right? It's a heist going on. I've used that terminology before, where you're seeing that they're hijacking, the taxpayers' money to float equities as opposed to giving money back to the average American person. And they throw you a tax credit, right? And you think you got something because it's not even really real, what they call free government money. It's actually your money anyway. Tax credit. Right. So you got to read that fine print. That's how they get you every single time, that fine print. So Goldman Sachs, helped write that mandate. I guarantee. Steve Mnuchin, right? Crook of Goldman Sachs. A crook of Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is always in the mix somewhere. How do you make it to the Treasury Department, Secretary of Treasury, with some shady dealings that put him under investigation and laws and court fraudulent stuff, and he still made it to become the Secretary of Treasury because they know these people know how to what? Manipulate and run stock prices up. Stock prices benefit who? Wealthy people. Wealthy people. Wealthy people. Average American, no clue, forget about it. All right, this is the game. Right. But yeah, again, for what it's worth, plug it and play. We touch on a little bit of thing every single day. It kind of seems like we kind of are repetitive in most cases, but it's important, right? When you understand how it works, it's a conditioning process, right? It's letting you know how to get your mind right, right? Y'all know I'm a big proponent of what psychological, understanding of how this market really works, so that way you don't ever get your feelings, wrapped up into these little companies and this, that, and the third. No, you need to think like a level-headed CEO would, right? So that way you know how to protect your capital, right? You have to learn how to protect your capital. Right? So again, the literature, the YouTube feeds that are out there that you watch, if you're watching them, pay attention to them, right? Pay attention to them, right? Because you need to have, the ability to know how, where, and when to utilize these moments, right, to your benefit. Tesla sitting there running up after hours. Well, you know why, right? You see what I'm saying? You know exactly why, right? You know exactly why. Right? So you need not be confused whether or not it's a good decision, to get in on that price action. Obviously, with a structured and strategic plan, but nonetheless, you can benefit off of it, right? Again, so that's the part of the game that we study for, because the money's coming. Again, we know that much. The money's coming, right? Again, we just saw that tranche, right? We just saw that major tranche for the airline industry. Roughly about near $25 billion, and again, they're just talking about going back and potentially add more to it if necessary. Right? 58 billion, 58 billion to prop up the aviation industry. Not my words, but their words. 58 billion. All right, so real quick, let's go. Let's see what's happening in the after-hour session over here that I'm gonna log off here, get my little studying on. So let's see what's happening after hours on the if there's any kind of runners that's happening on the penny side or just any other side of the house. So let me go over here. All right. All right, go over here to black box. So yep, right here already we got a 40% runner after hours, LWAY, Elway, which is Lifeway Foods. Low volume, obviously. Volume is very spotty. Very spotty, but it's gapping up here after hours, up near 40%. So 170, 178 up here to roughly about 258. Came back, reset a little bit on the RSI slightly, and now you back up here. Again, overbought here at this point here because again, it's a small little thinly traded stock, but again, you're talking about up about 40% on the entire day, including the after hour session, which you see right here at this point here. And you got another one here that's up 35%, another little penny stock. This one here down in double digits, right? Up up to 84 cents, from a 35% handle. So you talk about roughly about 50 some odd cents, somewhere around there, give or take. Right? So right here, it took off around about 60 cents. Yeah. Right. Went up here and hit a high of about $1.18. Nice. Pull back and now just consolidating, trapping sideways. Splitting the difference between the top, right, and the bottom. So definitely one here worth watching here tomorrow, going into tomorrow. You can guys go pull up the news on it, see what the news is on it. The ticker symbol is REI, right? So I'm pretty sure whatever the news is on it, obviously it was favorable enough to get the stock up off the low. So you got REI, right? And the other one was Elway. Right? Elway is very thinly traded, because the volume seemed to be very spotty, but nonetheless, this is what we look for, right? So two little stocks there you can do a little research on, see if there's any value in them. You think about possibly, if they swing them into tomorrow, we'll see. Yeah, but all the airline industries, they're up right now. Look here, JetBlue, JLBLU, that's JetBlue. Y'all didn't know. That's a ticker symbol. All right, so y'all might have flown on JetBlue before. Don't get all brand new on me now. Look here, look at the move it made. You would think this company had earnings tonight. That's strictly off that news for $9, right? All the way up to $10.92, near $11 a share. Now tomorrow they're going to be popping tomorrow. Right? A lot of these airline stocks tomorrow are going to be popping. I'm going to tell you right now, whether you understand it or not, that's a catalyst for them to jump up and run. Right? They might get sold into, who knows? But as of now, they popping, and that one they're pretty cheap. And I think the flow on JetBlue is not that, not that high too, if I'm not mistaken. The float. All right, so you got PRPO, another after hours move here, up about 14%. Right, it's popping a little bit here. Right, Precipio, right, Jets. Look at there. That's another little ETF there. Look at there, Jets. Obviously have to do with airline industry. Go figure, right? It was trading at $15 an hour. Excuse me, $15 an hour, literally. Yeah, $15 a share, and then went up in here to high $17. Look at that. It's gapping up after hours. Right, so go look for all the airlines. Look at American Airlines. They go these buzzards. There go American Airlines. $5.7 billion stimulus tonight. 4.1 billion in grants, meaning free money. Look at this. Definitely gonna be in play tomorrow. Definitely gonna be on play tomorrow. Up here roughly around $13 a share, coming from around about $11.75, somewhere around there. So watch the airline. Delta, they go Delta. That's airline stock. Obviously, right? Like, yeah, obviously African Pori, right? So again, it gapped up today on the news, obviously after hours, that is, from $24 a share up here to around about 26, 27. Just showing you all some of the airline industry, because these stocks we want to look for tomorrow. They got a catalyst, right? A $58 billion prop up from Donald Trump, a socialist check, a welfare check, a Section 8 check. Yeah, that kind of check. A government cheese check, right? That's what the airline industry's got. These billion-dollar corporations got a government cheese check. Call it what it is. Don't make excuses for it. United Airlines, another airline. All their charts about look the same too. All of them, look at them. Obviously, I was in sniper mode when that news came out. I would have probably been in on this, but I was sharing with the family. I'm over here, sharing some information with you guys. So it is what it is. Look at it, $30 a share, up into 33. That's 3 points already after hours. Save, right? That's another one. That's another airline, right? Another airline play. SAVE. All right, let me see if I can pull up Spirit Airlines, basically, right? Another one here, a nice move here after hours, right? 1382 up here, $15 and some change. Looks like they want to squeeze a little higher here too at this point. All right. Another one here. All right. You got no, that's not ALK, Alaska Airlines, right? Alaska Airlines, right? It's popping up there. Alaska, look at that. Even Alaska getting it in. Right? $30 a share, up here around about 33, 34. So all these want to keep your eyes on tomorrow. LUV, you already know what LUV is, right? LUV is Southwest. Right? I know all these tickers by heart. Obviously, when you traded a lot of for a lot of times, a lot of years, you kind of already know what the business is. So Southwest Airlines, same way, $34 a share. Went up in here about 37 to 38. It's popping. Right? Then you got Skyworks here indirectly. Oh, Skywest, excuse me, Skywest. Skywest, $26 up to around about 29. Thinly traded volume, but it's up. Right? And then the other little smaller airline industry out there that you may be in that same perspective. Right. So that's basically how what you want to look out for tomorrow. Some of these little plays like this up and popping and up decent percents. You talking about 9%, 6%. Again, that's a good little bag for people that got big money. That's why I say don't let these little small percents fool you. 7% on $1 million. Right? 7% on 100,000. 7%, that kind of mentality. Right? 7% on what? 1,000. Right? Make some good money in that perspective. All right. So that's how you make a little extra little change for a little piece, something strange. So just keep your eyes on so L-Way, REI, and then some of these airline stocks, of course, we just spoke about. Keep your eye on any of those tomorrow. Right? You can, if you don't know all the airline industry stocks, well, quick little homework lesson. Go pull up all the again, Google it. What are the airline industry publicly traded companies? And you'll see all these same little tickers that you saw me just talking about here. LK, LUV, SKY, YW, UAL, SAVE, DAL, which is Delta Airlines, obviously. AAL, American Airlines, Jets, very, obviously, JetBlue, JBLU, right? So these gonna be some probably runners tomorrow. They're definitely gonna be runners tomorrow. I'm pretty sure of it. Right, pretty sure of it. All right. So again, that's the game. That's the game, right? That they play. All right. So yeah, guys. So again, I'm not gonna stay any much longer. I'll say, into our secondary live stream since they clipped the first one. All right. I'm gonna back off here in a second here and go handle a couple little things. If I do get fortunate to come back on later tonight, I will. Because I keep saying I want to do, and I just get sidetracked in a lot of ways too. But I do like I normally do. When I do like an investment workshop or a mentoring session, where I put together some PDFs, some slides, so we can discuss them. So that's what I want to do. Be able to share that with some of you guys that maybe want to find value in it. Like pull up some of these PDFs and go through some diagrams, break down some of the terminology, break down again it in relation to the charts, how that stuff works as far as fundamentals, the stock itself. Break down some more of these apps. Like last night I broke down some of the apps I use, just kind of slightly move around when it comes to earning plays. So other ones that you can find and utilize, like for screeners, they get some information and data on the stocks. I want to break down a few of those, like FinViz and a few others out there. Macro Axis, Chameleon, Chameleon Report. I mean, it's a lot of them out there. So many of them. Obviously, Market Watch being a publication on Benzinga, but some of the more intricate trading little apparatus out there. I was went over bar chart before, but just kind of share the game. Yeah, I'm just trying to go as I'm building a track record. I just want to share. Eventually, for some of you guys, it's going to take root, and then you're gonna go. Right? That's what this is all about. Ultimately, in the day, even though it's entertainment, but it's educational entertainment, right? Edutainment. And when your interest obviously meets the ideal of you being in a position where you think you can do it, that's when you take it to the next level, right? Because like anything, again, I don't own the stock market, so I can't sell you anything. So number one, it's not about selling you anything. It's about obviously showing you another avenue, an opportunity that's afforded to you as an investor by natural understanding of being a citizen here, where your money is obviously being pumped into it. Well, you need to learn how to go get some of it back. Being that you have the mental faculties to do it, like I always say. So just keep that in mind. Stay hungry, stay humble, stay honest with yourself. Again, that's what's most important of all things. Stay honest to yourself, right? Believe in yourself, and then again, find ways to go out there and get it in, right? Right? Because I already know there's no need for you to sit around and watch all this kind of stuff happening around you. The amount of money, all this craziness and you not be in a position where you can benefit from it. That's just my opinion, of course, my opinion. All right. All right. So I'll leave you on that. So yeah, SP 500 kind of falling back down after hours. Again, was up crazy high today. All that's probably a bull trap. I mean, a bear trap. All right. Yeah, let it come down a little bit, bleed it down, then they run it back up again tomorrow. So be careful with the bull traps and the bear traps more than anybody, because that's who's been getting snared, bears. Right? People who are actually trading against the stock market. Because again, you're fighting a Fed that has an unlimited printer machine, and he's letting it loose. Right? He's letting that thing loose. All right. So just like that, Tesla that went from 705 up to 744. Couldn't make this stuff up. True story. So I'm down on that position in Tesla right now by 380 bucks. My average is 740. So if it gaps up again tomorrow as same way it's been gapping up like every day this past 5-6 days on nothing really, yeah, that right there'll be an L, right? That'll be an L, another L. Down on that position now about 300 or 400 bucks. But again, I'm not whatever. It's already priced in. I know my risk value. Right? So I was up. I could have took the profit. I didn't. Right? I didn't in it. That was up by a couple thousand in it. But I'm playing for that implied weakness of the fact that it gapped up so much it did before, headed until today, with all the news, particular reels out of the way. But they're still finding ways to kind of pump it. The same way Trump was just pumping the market before the coronavirus hit with all these tweets. Well, that's the same thing people trying to use in Tesla right now. They just basically gambling. And that's what they're doing. They're gambling. This is what you call outright gambling. Insidiously, because again, you can't trade against a trend when you got bank liquidity money coming into these stocks, because that bank money that's going into it was actually coming from what? The repo market, the Federal Reserve, off your money, and they gambling in Tesla with your money. Couldn't make this stuff up. Not making it up. That's not, again, retails that just all of a sudden just got super bullish on what? Tesla. The Coke and it's the Coke followers only got so much money. This is bank liquidity. Right. So everybody's benefiting right now, except a lot of you guys that are not obviously investing in trading, but the goal is to learn. So learn first, obviously first, always learn, get the knowledge first, get the knowledge first, and then come into the fold and start executing, right? That's what it's all about. All right, so let me get ready to get on up out of here. Yeah, somebody sent me this Uber. My Lyft driver. Ain't playing no games. You're right. Now with that coronavirus, y'all ain't finna catch me. Yeah, smart person, whoever this is. Let me show this here on the way out the door. That Uber driver ain't playing no games. All right. I'm be just like this guy right here. Just like this guy right here. You show up at the house, look at the guy, saran wrap, everything locked down. You sit back there and cough all you want. You back there spewing that Rona. I got not today. Mask on, saran wrap, everything. Look at here, keep that stuff right back there. When you get out, I'm gonna disinfect that whole back seat. Still getting that money. See, that's an opportunity. See, people don't focus on the idea that he probably put this. That's an opportunist right there. That's an opportunist right there. This is the kind of guy we talking about here. That's the buddy right here. That's an entrepreneur, right? Not to say that he might be effective in stopping that Rona, but guess what he did? He trying to do everything he can, and he got that mask on. He ain't even telling him he ain't finna get that bag, because somebody got to get somewhere out there still today, even with the coronavirus, right? Still getting it in. Really got that Uber, got that lift car, getting it. Right? Bro, ain't playing no games out here. Entrepreneur 101 right there. That's what I'm talking about. That guy right there. No doubt. No doubt. All right, guys. So definitely, again, I'm gonna get out here, get out you guys' hair. Yeah, I took up too much of your time anyway. I'm humbled by it. Appreciate it. Good information. Happy to share it. Humbled to share it. I'll keep sharing it. I hope you guys stay tuned in to me. If you have not subscribed to my channel, which I rarely even say it, But subscribe, man. You get the notification. I come live. Come hang out with us, right? Come hang out with us, right? Come hang out with us. Let's discuss this stuff. Let's talk about it. Let's be repetitive about it, right? Because again, in closing, in investing in trading, we know one thing to be true, right? Repetition becomes repertoire. The more you do it, the more you touch it, the more you see it, right? The better you start to what? Absorb it, right? And when that happens, the more you can obviously go out there and what? Apply it, right? So that's why you sometimes you may hear me speak about the same thing a little bit over and over in some cases in a repetitive fashion. Well, it's to sink into your psychological, aspect of understanding why that's important, right? It's to say this is important, right? Pay attention to this. When you see this, you'll know kind of how to deal with it, right? So repetition becomes repertoire. So that's what this is. So the patterns, right? We spoke about that earlier. Trends, trend recognition, right? Algorithms, right? Coding, right? When your eyes see it, when your ears hear it, right? When your fingers touch it. That's a part of an algorithmic equation of understanding it and being able to compute exactly what's going to happen. What's the adverse effect or what's the following reaction when those things come into your what into your senses. The markets are the same way. You got some people don't even need indicators, right? They can look at a chart just the candles alone and know exactly what's happening. I've traded that way several times. I've shown people I've done it, and they're like, "Man, it's crazy." No, it's not. You need to understand price action. That's what it really boils down to. Who are your buyers and who are your sellers? So again, I'm not gonna go on for another tangent, but I'm just kind of laying that groundwork so you guys can realize it. So again, this is a changing of the guards. When I say a changing of the guards, this is basically you learn how to get your mind wrapped around the idea of this in a way that you probably never have looked at it before. Even if you are a well-to-do person, even if college educated, all that stuff is fine. But this is a entire new ball game. A lot of it you know about it innately, but most of it you need to learn how to reposition yourself back to that kind of level of thinking again. So you got to get your mind right first. You get your mind right first, the purse will follow because you're not having to fight against any of that obstruction, right? You have to fight against that stuff, right? People banning you because of credit and lifestyle, none of that stuff. That stuff don't matter over here. You get that brokerage account and you go out, go out there and get that bag. Right? You go right on out there and you get that bag. Right. So that's what this is all about, in that perspective. Right. So again, I'm just happy to be able to share it with you guys, So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna log off, and again, if I do get a chance to come back on a little later this evening, maybe I have something, like another documentary. Who knows? We might just do a spur of the moment documentary tonight. Break another one down, right? We already knocked out two of them, right? We had some crazy, crazy issues off the last one, but it was fun nonetheless. We had fun doing it. So, but we learned a lot. That was most important. We learned a lot off that capitalism documentary. Even the one before the monetary system was really the one that really gets your mind, fluctuating. But I'll be looking for more to bring to the fold and to the family so we can build on them. All right. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Uncle Josh Snell once again. Shimon will tell Uncle Josh Snell on Ubuntu I am because we are peers at this. I'm not a dictator. I'm your brother, African warrior, and I want to share with you what I know the best I can. And utilize other people platforms too that do this stuff. Go on YouTube, search these little free videos about how to invest, how to trade. Go on Google, learn how to PDF search and fish. Find these free books, right? There's a lot of free books out there on investing and trading that you do not have to pay for unless you want to own the hard copy yourself. Get this knowledge. It's literally at your fingertips, right? And then come back and discuss it with me. Let me help you unpack it if I can. And if I can't, I'll bring somebody on that can, right? Because I know a lot of sharp people out there, a lot smarter than me in this stuff, and they making a killing, right? In the same breath. And they are humble just like me, though, right? So I keep my circle with people who are humble, right? And they just happen to be getting the bag, right? A big bag with a lot of them, right? Some of them guys, again, they ain't nothing to make $100,000 in a day, right? I'm not being sensational when I say that because these are the circles I run in. So that's motivation to me. I've had my couple of good moments here and there, but that's motivation. You ain't finna convince me that's not motivation. You can see somebody push a button and make about 100 grand, and they trading basically right alongside you in some cases. Sell for profit, post their little gains, and they say, I'm gone for the day. I'm finna go fishing, right? Or I'm finna go play golf or whatever. Go to the gym, right? That's the kind of stuff, that's motivating, right? So let's go, right? All right, guys. So I'm gonna clock out here, and I'll see you guys a little bit later. If not this evening, tomorrow. Peace, power, and profit to y'all. My best to y'all. Stay safe with this coronavirus, and we'll see you guys back on the battlefield. Peace, family.